Samanvitam Shri Chaitanya Brahma Vande Nityananda Saharitam Shri Nandanandana Vande Shri Harika Charanadayam Govijan Smahitam Vrindavanam Manoharam Shri Garanga Nityananda Shri Advaita Chandra Yadara Sri Gaura Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. Nidhi, verse 50. This is a new verse that describes how the Manjari has her heart stolen by the beautiful joking and laughing and play of Radha and Krishna. This is a happy verse. Radha and Krishna are enjoying some of Vilas. This is verse 50. Radha Nidhi, and the Manjari is seeing this beautiful vision of Radha and Krishna playfully laughing and joking with each other. And the Manjari is feeling, having his stars shown, that her heart is stolen. Anyonya hasa parihasa vilasa keli, by chitra jimrita maharasa by Vina. Vrindavane vilasa tap paritam vidagda Dvandvena kena chiraho hridiyam madiyam. Oh, my heart has been stolen by a clever couple. Vidagda dvanda. Dvanda means two, and vidagda means clever. Vidagdi Radharani and Vidagda Krishna. Vidagda Madan. There's a book like that. So my heart has been stolen by a clever couple who display the most forcefully, most powerfully astonishing Rasa by playing, laughing, and joking with each other in Vrindavan. Well, that's a nice place to be in the land of Vrindavan, where everything is play and rasa and laughing. Hasa parihasa vilasa keli. They're enjoying intimate pastimes of laughing and really laughing. Hasa means laughing and parihasa means really laughing. There's described in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu different degrees of laughing. Hasya, atihasya, parihasya, suhasya, and it's each of those categories are defined. Hasya means you're laughing, but you don't show your teeth. Just smile. And then the different ones, some you're showing your teeth, and some you're holding your belly, some you're holding your jaws. And some are rolling on the ground. So they're all categorized in Bhakti Rasamrita. So here he says, Hasya parihasya. Hasya means one person laughing. Parihasya means many people laughing together. So Radha and Krishna are laughing, and the Sakhis are also laughing. Like sometimes we tell jokes, and if there's two people in the room laughing, it's okay. If there's 10 or 15 people, and everyone's laughing at the same joke, it's more fun. You know, it goes like domino. You hit one domino, do, ha, ha, ha. I like it, because I've been many times in laughing rooms. I made it, people laugh. Some guy asked me on the internet, I want to be happy like you. How can I be happy? I said, surrender to a guru and serve them for 50 years and see what happens. That's all I can say. That's my life anubhav. Of course, I do have a yoga in my Janam Kundali called Harsha Yoga. Harsha, you have Raj Yoga, big king, control and everything. And one yoga is called Harsha. Harsha means happy. Happy yoga. So this guy, although he had a lot of unhappy times, most of the time he was pretty happy. Whoever that guy is. So this idea here of laughing and playing is certainly desirable for everyone in this world, because mostly we're suffering, we're miserable in this world. There's so many difficulties. Vrindavan, but aparitam, my heart is, my hridayam madhyam, my heart has been stolen by this divine couple, this vidagdha dvandva. And this is the idea of Bhakti Yoga. Bhakti Yoga is all about stealing. You practice by stealing Mahaprasadam from the Nidhi room when Babaji is not looking. Because in the morning before Mangalarti, they go in and take the plates off and bring them in the Nidhi room. Then all the pujaris go and offer arti. There's nobody in the Nidhi room because everyone's in the temple of Mangalarti. So you're a smart thief who always knows where all the players are. Big master sitting in this room, and the tellers at the desk, and the guards sitting in the chairs sleeping. They know where everybody is when they pull off a robbery. So they go with 5 or 6 guys. You not go with the guard, you go off, and they plan it. So when you're going to rob Mahaprasad, you have to make a plan. Stay way outside, even else, because with the temple I was in, the Diva room was right near the side door. So, and there's a hallway there leading out to the exit door to the temple. But everybody came in the main door, not this door, except the Pujari. So you way out in the parking lot like you're saying, Chava coming down. And the Pujari goes in and takes strawberry sweets, and you tie and you see your watch. And then you hear the conch shell, okay, Mangalarti, drums are there, a lot of noise diversion. So you go in. You have a little container already in your shoulder bag. Shoulder bag's supposed to have Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita. The only thing in my shoulder bag is a plastic container. So I go in there, and I close the D room door and lock it just in case. And then I do my work. In our room, we had a room in this temple on the roof. Myself and one other brahmachari. There was one room on the roof. I always say on the roof for some reason. So we had a ladder to get up there. It was a storeroom, but you can only get there by ladder. So we had a ladder. So I put the ladder over the roof and ate them off or something. It came back down with the Bhagavad. And then there was an announcement, somebody stole or something. So this is we want to get stolen. We want our hearts to get stolen by the beautiful, attractive leelas of Radha and Krishna. So we have to hear about them again and again. We have to read about them. So it makes us samskara. Samskara. That's our chitta. But now our chittas have scars. Our chittas are full of scars, emotional scars, heartaches, breakups, makeups, fake-ups, breakups, all kinds of ups are going on. But most people are always down. We do makeup when we're feeling unhappy, even though we put makeup. and we fake up our exam, and we break up our relationship. You meet so-and-so, oh, dasi, why are you so happy? Oh, we had a breakup. I had a breakup? Your arm's not broken? No, my boyfriend, we broke up. Good. Make Krishna your boyfriend. Oh, that's pretty smart, That's too hard. Oh, God. He's too far away. Man. So this verse has some description of this pastime. The Maidservant is feeling separation from Radharani. And then the maidservant makes arrangements for Radha and Krishna to meet. When Nagar Krishna arrives in the Kunja, Swami, who by nature is Vama Svabhav, he's opposing, hard to win her attention. She immediately becomes proud and angry with Krishna. The maidservant takes Krishna's side. He uses different words to soften Nagari Mani's heart. These words of Radharani, these words of the Manjari are like the moon that causes the ocean of love in Radharani's heart to swell. It needs to get big, to expand. Then the Manjari is blessed to see the commencement of the loving pastimes of Leela Yugal, and her heart becomes filled with astonishment. And then she says in this verse, Vilasa aparitam Ridyam Dvandra Vidagda Dvandra Ridyam Madhyam. This divine, clever couple has stolen my heart. This is nice if this phrase, every bhakta should be able to say this. Just like Vallabhacharya, he wrote his Trunga Astakam. He wrote 8 verses to describe how this Vidagda Madhav stole his heart. So we should also, if our bhakti bhajan, if our surrender and our seva is successful, we'll become robbed. What will be stolen from us? We'll get robbed. Our false ego will get stolen from us. Our misidentification with this material body and this material world, Krishna will steal that and make you truly identify and believe and realize that I am Krishna, Radharani's eternal dasi and das. This would be a great theft. Sometimes they have movies, they say the great train robbery, the great bank robbery, the greatest theft of all, the greatest robbery of all time. So much time we've been in the material world as criminals, stealing from Krishna. But one fine lifetime, Krishna will rip us off. He will rob us. He will steal our heart. Then our life of hasa and parihasa, our life of play, our life of play and laughing and joking will commence, will start and never end. Krishna always plays hide and seek and plays games with his devotees. And Krishna Karamrita Bilvamangala Thakur has a famous sloka. Because he was blind and Krishna would play, you're not supposed to make fun with blind people. It's not nice. It's a sin. Someone's blind, you make fun of them. For Krishna, he's beyond sin, and he likes to play with his devotees. So Bilvamangala Thakur was a great devotee of Krishna. Guru Krishna Karanarita. So Krishna would come and play with him. He would hold his hand and say, "Come on, Bilvamangala, I'll take you to a nice flower grove. You can smell some flowers with me." So Bilvamangala and Krishna would walk hand in hand. Krishna would lead the blind devotee Bilvamangala to a flower grove, and they would smell the flowers. And then Krishna would say, "Let's play kabaddi kabaddi." Kabaddi kabaddi means like tag. You know, tag? Rusty on tag. We have 3 or 4 boys or girls. Usually girls play with girls or boys play with boys. And one guy taps you on the shoulder, and another boy on the shoulder. Now you have to go tap. You have to tap another boy. No blindfold. You look, and then everyone's running around away from you because you're trying to tag him. Tag means touch. Like you the cops tag your car when you park in the wrong place. They put on their windshield wiper. Oh, $50 fine. Parking in red zone. Parking fire zone. Tollway zone. It's called getting tagged. Speeding ticket. Hey, pull over. Where are you going? Take off your sunglasses. You must be drunk. At least your eyes. Driving crazy. So, Krishna will rob you. So the Manjari is saying, "I got my heart stolen by Krishna." That's a great day for a devotee. But now our heart's getting stolen by Maya. Maya is the great seductress, the great Mohini, the great illusionist. She's a magician. She makes unreal look real, the real look unreal. She makes a man look real and beautiful, handsome, dashing, rich, powerful, strong. I want him. And you go an illusion. Maya, magician, the seductress, the seducer, Maya, makes woman look beautiful. Oh, I want it. But then you get robbed by Maya, not Krishna. So we have to be careful who robs us. We should be particular about what thief comes and robs us. This particular little girl here is praying Vidagda Dwanda, a pair of clever thieves. Because it's very hard to rob me. Because I'm heavily controlled by Maya. I'm heavily tied up and bound by Maya. So how does anybody get into my heart? My heart is totally sold out to Maya. So you have to be pretty clever to get into my heart. Only a clever girl can get into my heart. And a clever guy can get into my heart. Only I want black guys and golden women in my heart. Krishna Radharani. Gauri Shyam. Gaurangi Radharani and Shyam Krishna. So Radharani is angry with Krishna. Proud and angry. The Manjari is trying to make it work. It is not that a devotee can decide when one can relish these leelas. Krishna's leelas only become manifest when they want to manifest. And when the leelas manifest, then they steal the heart of that lucky sadhaka. When one's heart gets stolen by Krishna and Radharani, will not see anything else anymore. Day and night, the person, that sadhaka will only see the sweet transcendental picture of the pastimes of Yuva Kishore. Such a fortunate sadhaka who sees the sweet meaning of Radha Krishna has attained perfection. That's nice. So he's saying, Raghunatha Das Goswami is saying that Prabodhananda Sarawati, who is identifying as the Sakhi Manjari in this verse, is having a sporty darshan of Radha and Krishna, and be losing everything. My heart is stolen by this. But you can't get robbed twice at the same time by two different people. So if Maya has already stolen your heart, you can't get your heart stolen by Krishna. Krishna doesn't one thief doesn't interfere with another thief. So Maya Devi has already stolen your heart. Krishna won't bother coming in your back door or trying to pick your lock or come down the chimney, or he won't care. But if your heart is open, your heart is soft, your heart is humble and willing, looking for a thief, then Krishna may be the one. He may show up at your door one day. In a clever way, he'll get himself in the door. You know, good salesmen, they know how, there's a term, get your foot in the door. See, most people, they have a door to their apartment, and there's a deadbolt lock with a key. Then there's a chain that goes from the door to the wall. So, if you look out your little peephole and you see a guy out there that's really handsome, and he said, we have a delivery UPS. So, and for Miss So-and-so, your name and everything. And the guy looks okay. So you open the deadbolt, but not the chain. So the door opens a couple inches. The guy's a good door-to-door salesman. He puts his foot in that opening. So get your foot into the door. Now, it doesn't mean put your foot in the door. It means door's open, so your 4-inch, 3-inch wide shoe is there. So then you realize it's not a delivery. The guy's selling vacuum cleaners door to door. He wants to do a demonstration. You say, no, I don't want any vacuum cleaners. Then he can't close the door because his foot is there. So he talks this, that, and this, that. He shows his vacuum cleaner. Acha. Hey. You came in like a cockroach. Cockroaches don't walk across the front yard, they walk on the wall. So you walked like you came in the side entrance, walking along Brown Veranda, also on the show. You didn't come straight through the main entrance. Cockroach with tilak. That's a unique thing. Thank you. Anyway, it's good. We want more cockroaches here. So Krishna wants to get his foot in the door of our heart and sell himself to us. Krishna says in the Bhagavatam, I sell myself, I sell my heart to one who surrenders to me. There's a verse in Ramayana where Ramchandra says, the day that someone says, I surrender to Ramchandra, I move that person into my heart, and I take care of that person for the rest of their life. So that same verse is spoken by Krishna in many places in the Bhagavatam. One who says, I surrender to Krishna, then Krishna will stay with that devotee forever. He won't let the person go. The person will say, let me go. I want to go. I said, no way. Not this time. Now, come on, don't be so nasty. I'm free. I'm independent. You can't control me. Oh, yeah? Anyway, that's Krishna's idea. But most people are pretty clever themselves. They're more clever than Krishna. Vidagda, but conditioned souls are ati-vidagda. Extremely clever. Let's read another translation to this verse. 50. Acha. This one translator has translated this verse 50 that Radha and Krishna are enjoying Ras. They're just enjoying the Ras of being together. The great Ras, the powerful Ras, great Ras of enjoying together, laughing and joking. By another translator, this is Das, and this other translator is my godbrother, Dasrat, because it's Maharaj. He says that the power of Maharaj of dance. So just see the different vision, the same Sanskrit verse, 50 Rara Suniti. One said that Radha Krishna vidagda dvandava, vidagda madhava, vidagdi Radharani. They're very clever and they're enjoying pastimes together, relishing great ras. And this sight of them laughing, I'm seeing them in my sporty meditation, laughing and joking and having a good time, it's so in my heart. And this other translation I'll read it to you. That they're dancing in Maharasa dance. Because in Maharasa dance, they're laughing and joking and having a great time. And they're showing great cleverness also. Vidagda means artistic also. Or Vidagda means clever dancing steps. Vidagda mudras, different hand positions, and dance steps. So it says, mutually sportive pastimes of sheer enjoyment, fun, smiles, laughter. By the sheer power of their Maharas manifesting such far-reaching variegatedness, enjoying in Vrindavan. Oh, oi! Some clever couple have cunningly stolen my heart. So he says that the Vidagda is related to the stealing, because it's a paritam Vrindavan Vilas, Maharas Vrindavan Vilas. So the pastime of Vrindavan of what? Maharasa dance. And then he says, the verse says, a paritam which means my heart is stolen. Viridya Maya, Vidagda Dvanda. This clever pair has cunning, because Vidagda means cunning. Clever, cunning, artistic. So they cunningly stole my heart. That's the only way it's going to work, Otherwise, I've been avoiding Krishna for millions of lifetimes. I've been cunningly avoiding Krishna. And now they cunningly out-cun me. And they stole my heart this time. But usually when they steal your heart, you don't get it back. They steal for keeps. The American expression. I'm stealing this for keeps. I'm not giving it back. Well, that's a pretty determined lover. Stealing for keeps. Some thieves aren't so good. Sometimes some people, on behalf of Krishna, some gurus steal hearts of devotees. But other gurus come along and steal those devotees. So this is a double stealing affair. But the result is the same. The winner is Krishna. So yeah, there's a lot of clever gurus, cunning gurus. It's okay. Everything's okay. Don't worry. Tricky. Verse 58. This is about the Rasa dance itself. Radharani meeting Krishna for Rasa dance. Verse 58. This Radharani is playing another Vina in this time called Vipanchita. Vipanchita. That Vina is expert in playing the fifth note, Panchama Swara, Supanchamam. Vipanchita Supanchamam Ruchira Venu Gayata. So their Gayata means Radha Krishna is singing, Krishna is playing a sweet flute, Radharani is playing a Vina. Priyena Savinaya Madhura Gan Vidya Nidhi Karindravana Samilan Mada Karinyu Darakram Kala Nubrishabanaja Militu Vanaja Rodasi. When may Vrishabhanandini, who's expert at playing the Vina and singing sweetly, Ruchir Gaya, who's walking as she walks like a she-elephant. In Sanskrit poetic, we don't think too much, have experience of elephants. We think they're very clumsy creatures. But actually, in Sanskrit Sahitya, literature, and Kavya, oftentimes women or men are compared to walking like elephants. Because apparently the walking style of elephants is very elegant. Although a general impression is they're big, clumsy animals. I haven't seen any elephants walking around lately. But they're used all the time by the writers of Shastra. Elephant. Karindra. Karindra means the king of elephants. Vana Samila. Mada Karinya means elephants, from their head, some fluid gets secreted when they get excited. It's called Mada. Mada means intoxication. Mada means madness. When the elephants are fighting or when they're excited, some fluid secretes from their head. Just like when you're hot, your skin perspires, so you get drops of perspiration on your forehead and on your body. So some drops come out of their skin, their forehead, and some kind of liquid has a fragrance also. It's called Mada, M-A-D-A. Same as the word for wine, Madeira. Madeira means wine. Generally, when in the Mahabharata it describes the elephants, that the Maharathis were riding elephants and fighting, and those elephants were very angry. When they get in a very passionate mood, they secrete this Mada. And the term is used, either a male or a female elephant secretes this. When they're in rut means excited, R-U-T. So Krishna plays his flute in Supanchama. Pancha means fifth note. Sa, re, ga, pa. Sa, re, ga, pa, da, ni, sa. Fifth note. And that's very nice. So Radharani is like an elephant meeting the king of elephants in the forest. And when Krishna's flute is sounding fifth note, it sounds like Radharani's Vina. So this verse is about Rasa, basically. That's the best of all Leelas. But Rasheshwari, who is Rasheshwari? Radharani. Ishwari, the queen of the Rasa dance. When she hears Krishna's flute sounding like a Vina, she becomes desirous to play her Vina along with Krishna's flute. They want to have a jam session. You play flute, I'll play guitar. So she's not going to play guitar, she's going to play Vina, sitar, not guitar, sitar. But Vina. Narada Muni, Bhajana Vina, Radhika Ramana Nami. So very eagerly Rasheshwari meets the flute playing Rasaraj, who is dear to Radharani than millions of her lives, on the bank of the Yamuna. How sweet is this meeting. How happy they are when their eyes meet. That's what happens. They look like a chatika bird drinking rainwater, or a chakora bird drinking moonbeams. Radharani's face is shining like a golden chambak flower. And when they meet, they look like a moon hiding in a fresh rain cloud. Their clothes loosen. Krishna's hair falls out from his peacock feather crown, and Radharani's bluish veil slips off her head. It sounds like trouble. The Manjari becomes ecstatic when she sees Vrishabhala and Nidhi being Shyam Sundar. All the moving and non-moving creatures in Vrindavan are shivering in ecstasy. Radharani, who is the ocean, she's Kala Nidhi, ocean of artfulness, plays her Vina, outsounding Krishna's flute song. In other words, Krishna is playing a flute, Radharani defeats him, playing her Vina. He goes toot toot toot. She goes all over the place in Krishna. Toot toot toot. I can't keep up with you. So, as usual, Krishna loses again. Radharani ki Jai. Jai Jai Sri Radhe. So the Manjari gets a sweet vision of Radha Krishna's Rasa dance, which is the crest jewel of all Krishna's Leelas. The Rasa of the Rasa Leela enchants Krishna himself. Krishna says, Nai jana sriti rase mano me kiji shambhavet. I cannot express the feelings that arise in my heart when I remember the Rasa dance. That's why we have, there's a little advertisement now. On my website, audio section, I have a folder called Rasa Leela Collection. It's a narration of Rasa Leela from Krishna Bhava Amrita, Govinda Leela Amrita, Bhava Sarasangra, Krishna Kumodi, Srimad Bhagavatam, and Ananda Vrindavan Shambhu. That's very nice. And Gopal Shambhu. Gopal Shambhu. And sometimes these writers like Krishnadas Kaviraj and Kavi Karnapur, they say that when Radha Krishna are dancing in the Rasa dance, they're chanting the bowls. They chant the bowls. They chant the ta, ti ta 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 ta, digga 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 ta ta ta, jim 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 ta 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 ba. So the crazy narrator goes a little more crazy when he narrates these balls and tals. Maybe you've heard, but it's pretty crazy stuff. Tigga ta, dig da da. Anyway, you can only imagine what it's really like. So that Krishna can express the feelings that arise in his heart when he remembers the Rasa dance. Uddhava Mahashaya is quoted in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu 2:1-2:10. Uddhava Mahashaya says, my heart, now he's praying himself. My heart is greatly astonished when I remember the Rasa Leela that increases even the astonishment of Krishna. In Madhya Lila chapter 8, it says, Krishna's desire in Rasa Leela is complete. Well, what makes the Rasa Leela complete? Radhika is the binding link in the chain of Rasa Leela. Like Rasa Leela, every gopi is putting, Krishna is putting his arm on the shoulder of each gopi. The gopis are putting arms around Krishna's waist. And so it looks like a chain, unbroken chain. Gopi Krishna, Gopi Krishna, Gopi Krishna. But that chain, there's I forget the name of it, like a bicycle chain. There's so many links in the chain. One is the joining link. Links are round shape. The joining link is like this, and it joins the chain. And you take a pliers and pull that out, then the chain comes out. So all the gopis, Krishna, when you read Rasa, he didn't start right away. He started preaching Dharma. All you gopis should go home. You should take care of your husbands and follow your Dharma. Why is he preaching all this Dharma in chapter 29 of 10th canto? Because Radharani hadn't arrived yet. Because all he wanted to do was dance with Radharani. Radharani's one gopi, but how many gopis showed up for us to dance? Prabhupada says 3 billion gopis came. So in America, when a guy meet a girl, pretty girl, he always used this line, fake line. He said, "You're one in a million. I never met such a beautiful woman as you. You're one in a million. But Radharani's 1 in 3 billion. That's a lot. So Krishna, no Radharani, no Rasa dance. 3 billion and 1. So that shows the supremacy of Radharani. So Krishna was biding his time. Then the gopis spoke their defense, Pranaya Gita, and then Krishna said, okay, good. Then Radharani came, then they started wandering in the forest. Started playing. And Krishna said, Radha, let's get out of here. All these gopis, no good. So then Radha Krishna left. And then the gopis searched for Krishna. They didn't even know Radharani left. She invisibly disappeared. Because they were only thinking Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. The Manjaris knew Radharani left. Us the Sakis knew Radharani left, but nobody else. So they went along with the game looking for Krishna. They know that Krishna was with Radharani. No one else knew where Krishna was. So Radharani is the connecting link in that chain of gopis. Radharani's there, the Rasa goes on. They spin and whirl the circle. There's no Radharani's there, the circle is broken. The Rasa circle is broken. Rasmandal, nay. Why does Krishna play the flute like a Vina? Because the Vina is a reservoir of all sweet songs. The Radharani plays duets with Shyam's flute playing. There is no other holy place. A dog? Monkey? What? There's 50 of them. What's the news about? Oh, it's overfilling. Go to Maharaj outside the gate. Huh? Sri Radhe. He thought I was ready. It was an hour ago I told him I felt to tell you how long it's been overfilling. I went to take a bath and there was no water. I got 2 loads. Always a surprise it runs down. It's really do. No soda. Mantra Snot. The one snot is called Mantra Snot. So this is the Leela here. Read another translation of this verse. Jai Sri Radhe. The mother of devotion, they say. Bhakti Mata Ekadasi. This is the 58th verse. Vipanchita su panchama ruchira vena gayata. Priyena sa vinaya madhuragan vidaya didi. Karindravana samilan madhakarin udara krama. Kadanu Vrishabhanaja Militu Banaja Rodasi. The beautiful fifth note, sung by the flute and matched by the resounding Vina. Radharani, the reservoir of all sweet songs, is playing a duet with her lover. Grandly majestic motions, just like a maddened she-elven, meeting the elven king in the forest. When will I meet Vrishabhanandini playing music on the bank of the Yamuna? So they're playing music, Vamshi Vat, Krishna plays the Vamshi, Radharani runs there, Manjari runs behind her carrying the Vina, and they start playing. And then they start Rasa dancing. Be nice to be there. When is the Maharaj dance? The Maharaj dance is Chaitra Purnima. The regular Rasa dance is every night at Vamshivat. That's not the Maharaj. The Maharaj dance of the Bhagavatam took place in Rasoli Gram. I think we went there. All the footprints all on the rocks and stuff. Rasoli means the place of Rasa dance. Gurudev took us there on Yatra when he was 100 years old to show us the real, it's near Chatta side, Rasoli Gram, the site of the Rasa, Maharaj dance of the Bhagavatam. There's Chota Baitan and Bara Baitan, and there's Rasoli Gram. They're the same area. It's called Baitan, B-A-I-T-H-A-N. Baitan means sitting place. This is Baitan, I don't know, that's what it says in the books. Maybe it's sitting also, a lot of footprints there. There's deer footprints, there's peacock footprints, there's Radharani footprints, Krishna footprints, cowboys, many footprints are there. All over the place. This is verse 65. This is about just glorifying the pastimes of Radha and Krishna. How they become gurus and they give diksha and shiksha to each other. This is the verse 65 about loving pastimes, and Radha and Krishna become diksha and shiksha, each other's diksha and shiksha guru. So some people say, I just chant Hare Krishna, I don't need a guru. But even Krishna and Radharani have diksha and shiksha guru. Milan, Mitun Anuraga, Garim Udara Swaran Madhuri. Dara Sara Durina Divya, Lalita Angotsave Kelato. Radha Madhavayo Param Bhavatu. Nashchite Chitarti Srisho. Komare Navakeli Shilpa Lahari Shikshari Diksha Rasa. May our hearts find ultimate perfection in the ways of the essence of Rasa, Radhika, and Madhava's childhood pastimes, the effulgent sweetness of which is like a stream of abundance of fully blooming mutual passion, in which they're always suffering because they cannot get satiated by each other's touch, in which they play a festival, divine delicate sports, in which they instruct and initiate each other. I can't imagine how difficult it must have been to translate this verse. That's such extraordinary words, and the conceptions are so elevated and so poetic and so beautiful and sweet. Un Milan, Mitunana Raga, Gari Udara, Swaran Madhuri, Dara Sara Durina Divya Lalita, Ananga Utsav, Kailato, Radha Madhavayo, Param Bhavatu, Nashchite Chit Arti Srisho, Kumare Navakeli, Shilpa Lahari, Shikshani Diksha Rasa. Very complicated verse. There's no lila in this purport, but he explains the meaning of each word in the verse, which is quite extraordinary. I'll read another translation. This verse is full of intense, intimate description of Leela, Radha, and Krishna, the most poetic Sanskrit language in Kani. Dara Sara Durina Divya. Dara Sara Durina Divya. Kumari Navakeli Shivalahari Shiksha. It's amazing Sanskrit. I'm not really pronouncing it very correctly, but it's a beautiful verse. Hats off to the Prabodhananda Sarawati. All glories to Saraswati Pad, as they say. This is a verse full of beautiful Sanskrit poetry. Let's see how they're doing translated. Navakeli Lahari. Shilpa means carving, architecture. Shilpa Shastra. There we go. Fully blossomed, uncommon, mutual love's most elevated glory, while playing their charming divine festival Cupid. Lalita Ananga Utsav, Kali. Ananga Utsav, Festival Ananga. Kali, play. Lalita, delightful. Fully blossom. Unmilan. Uncommon mutual love's most elevated glory while playing their charming divine festival of Cupid. The most prominent essence of the flow. The most prominent essence of the flow. Dara means stream, river. Sara, essence. Durina means powerful, prominent. Durina. Dara, Sara, Durina, Divya, Lalita. The most prominent essence of the flow of purely illumined sweetness currents. Hearts perpetually troubled, longing only for each other. In Radha Madhava's fresh youth, the ways of their ever-fresh amorous creations, ever pervaded by their sportive, relishful moods of giving each other instructions and initiations, may such ripples remain in soul supremacy within our hearts. This devotee Dasra Sudha is a master of English poetry. Unbelievable. He's translating all these sense. Lahiri means waves. He translates Lahiri as ripples. Ripples, little waves, little ripples means little mini waves. Choo, 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 choo. Shoo, 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 shoo. Now boom, boom, little waves. Dara means stream. Prem Dara, stream of love. Dara Saradurina is unbelievable. There's like 100 English words in the translation and 25 words in Sanskrit. 25 Sanskrit words, 100 English words are translated. It's so transcendently confusing. It's sweet. It's very hard to imagine it all. But it takes about 3 hours to try to figure out the translation. But it's very sweet and very beautiful and very attractive. I'll read it once again and end class, and we'll discuss this verse 65 tomorrow. But you can imagine how difficult this Sanskrit is to translate. But this is like the Sanskrit is over the top. Any Sanskrit pundit will look at this verse and say, my God, who is this Prabodhananda Sarawati? Who is this great poet? Who is this great Rasik Jan? Who is this great Param Vaishnav? Amazing. This is a description of Radha and Krishna's love. What is transcendental, divine prema? All these words, divya, it's all kinds of the most elaborate adverbs and exaggerated adjectives to try to describe this extraordinary love of Radha and Krishna. Srisho means to touch, and Lahiri means waves, and Shiva means architecture. Shiva Shastra is a shastra that describes how to carve murtis. Shiva Shastra, the art of carving, making a murti of Krishna Radharani. So he's using this word, Navakeli Shiva Lahiri, Shiksha Diksha. So they're giving each other instruction and mantra diksha so they can understand how to carve waves, ripples, and carve newer pastimes of youthful sporting. Kumar means age 10 to 14, 10 to 15. It's a very naughty age. A boy becomes a young boy at 14, girl becomes a young girl at 14, 13, 12. And they're carving Namakeli, having newer pastimes, and carving, they're creating their architecture. This other translation, this word says architecture. Shiva architecture. So they're making buildings of love. So this earlier translation again. Fully blossom, uncommon, mutual loves, most elevated glory, while playing their charming divine festival of Cupid, Ananga Otsav. It says Lalita means charming, Devi means transcendental. Ananga Utsav Kali, playing a festival of love, Cupid. The most prominent essence of the flow, Dara Saradurina, of purely illumined, Divya means pure and brilliant, illumined sweetness currents. Lahiri, hearts perpetually troubled. Says Chitta Chittarti. Arti means trouble, Chitta means heart. They're troubled. Hearts perpetually troubled, longing only for each other. In Radha Madhav's fresh youth, Radha Madhav Navakeli, the waves of their ever-fresh amorous creations. So Shiva means creation. It's a great translation. It's amazing. You must have meditated for weeks on end to come up with this translation. Their fresh youth, they're 14, they're energetic, they have beautiful bodies, and they're effulgent and pure and ecstatic. Komare Navakeli, Shiva Lahiri. Lahiri means waves. The Shiva means carving, creating. So it says, their fresh youth, what is their youth doing? Is making waves of ever fresh amorous creations. Nice way. Shikshani. And they're giving each other instruction and initiation in these fresh, ever fresh amorous creations. May such ripples remain in soul supremacy within our hearts. Wow. Amazing translation. Just the translation is all attractive. Krishna is all attractive. What do you think? Are you getting attracted? Want to buy in? Buy into the opportunity? Only one way to get there. Jai Jai Sri Radhe.